All right, today we're diving into something pretty wild. It's a brand new take on cosmology. I'm talking a complete rewrite of how the universe began, one that could fundamentally change how we see reality itself.
So, let's just get right to it. What if the Big Bang never happened? I know, it's the foundation of everything we think we know about the universe. But what if it wasn't a hot, dense explosion? What if the story starts a completely different way? That's the huge, provocative question we're going to explore today.
Okay, so why would anyone even think to question the standard model of cosmology? I mean, it works, right? Well, yeah, kinda. The thing is, while it's been super successful, it's built on four really big ideas that, well, they feel a bit like patches. They're not exactly fundamental explanations. Let's call them the four big cracks in modern cosmology.
All right, let's run through them. First up, the singularity. The very start of the Big Bang is this impossible point of infinite density where all of our physics just completely breaks down. Poof, gone. Second, we've got inflation. To get the universe to look the way it does today, we need this period of insane, hyper-fast expansion right at the beginning. The problem? We have zero direct proof it ever happened. Third, dark matter. You've heard of it? It's the mysterious stuff we had to invent to explain why galaxies don't just fling themselves apart. And finally, number 4, dark energy. The even more mysterious force that's making the universe expand faster and faster. See the pattern here? 4 big puzzles and 4 totally separate, pretty mysterious solutions.
And that really gets to the heart of the issue. The source material for this whole idea puts it perfectly. These things lack a unified physical cause. Think about it. They're not like connected gears in one big, beautiful machine. Nope. They're more like 4 separate pieces of duct tape holding different parts of the theory together. And in physics, that's not what you're looking for. The whole game is about finding one elegant, simple theory that explains everything. That's the Holy Grail.
So, if the standard model is a bit creaky, what's the alternative? Well, this new framework is incredibly ambitious. It says, what if we can solve all 4 of those puzzles with just one single idea? And that idea is mind-bending. It suggests that our entire universe, everything we can see and touch in our 4 dimensions, is just a projection, like a shadow being cast from a much deeper, higher 5th dimension.
Okay, so when we say 5th dimension, what are we even talking about? Now, your first thought might be, oh, it's another direction I can move in, right? Like up, down, left, right. But no, that's not it at all. Instead, I want you to picture it as this timeless realm of pure potential. It's like an infinite cosmic hard drive where every single possible state of the universe, every outcome, every variation, exists all at once, simultaneously, almost like the source code for reality itself.
So this new framework, it basically throws out the old rulebook and gives us a new one. Here's the gist. Rule number 1, you've got this 5th dimension, this reservoir of all potential. 2, the most fundamental stuff in existence is something called S-energy. 3, our 4D universe, it's just a projection of that S-energy. And here's the really crucial part. Number 4, matter isn't just stuck here. It's constantly cycling, flowing back and forth between our 4D world and that 5D source. This makes our universe an open system, which is a huge deal. It means energy isn't conserved just in our universe alone. You have to account for both dimensions to make the books balance.
And that flow, that constant cycling of matter, is absolutely central to this entire idea. It sets up what you could call a great cosmic cycle. Imagine a constant circulation of energy, dipping into our dimension and then flowing back out. And this very process is what shapes literally everything we see. Our universe is basically defined by this constant inflow and outflow.
So how does this cycle actually work? Let's break it down. You have 2 sides to this coin, outflow and inflow. The outflow? That happens in black holes. But get this, in this model there's no singularity. Instead, a black hole is a resolution point. It's where our 4D projection kind of crashes. All the matter and information that falls in just reverts back to that timeless 5D state. It goes back to the source. So where's the inflow coming from? Well, it happens in the emptiest places you can imagine. Those giant cosmic voids between clusters of galaxies. In that darkness, S-energy is constantly seeping back into our universe, creating brand new matter and literally stretching space itself.
And check this out. This isn't just some vague, hand-wavy idea. The framework actually makes a calculation for this inflow, and it's incredibly precise. It's a super sparse cosmic drizzle. We're talking about just 1,065 hydrogen atoms being created in a space the size of a cubic kilometer over an entire millennium. I mean, that's basically nothing, right? But when you scale that up across the vastness of the entire universe and over billions of years, that tiny little drizzle becomes a torrent.
All right, so no Big Bang. The big question then is, how did our universe begin? Well, this model flips the script completely. It gets rid of the hot, violent explosion and replaces it with the exact opposite, a cold, quiet beginning. Let's put these two origin stories head to head. You've got the Big Bang on one side, starts infinitely hot and dense, explodes, then cools down. In that model, little things form first, particles, and then they clump together over time to make stars and galaxies. We call that bottom up. Now, on the other side, you have this new cold start theory. It begins at absolute zero, in that timeless 5D state. The universe isn't born in an explosion, it's more like a quiet phase transition, like steam condensing into water. It starts cold and gradually warms up. And here's the kicker. The biggest things, the giant cosmic structures, they form first. It's a top-down process, the complete reverse.
So how on earth does that top-down thing even work? Let's walk through the timeline. At time zero, there's no time. Everything just exists as pure potential in that 5D state. Then, boom, the projection happens. Our 4D universe is born. But it's not a blank slate. It's born with a kind of cosmic blueprint already baked in, a pattern of dense clumps and empty gaps. Now, these massive clumps are like giant gravitational anchors just waiting there. As matter starts to form and fall into them, that potential energy gets converted into heat. The universe literally warms up from the inside out. And only then do the smaller things, like our own galaxy and stars, begin to form around these massive structures that were there from the very beginning.
Okay, so we've gone down a pretty deep rabbit hole here. But let's bring it all back. How does this strange, new story actually solve those four big problems we started with? It's time to connect the dots.
First up, dark matter. What is it in this new picture? Well, they call it S-matter, and it's actually pretty simple. It's just that S energy that's projecting its gravity into our universe, but it never actually forms into normal particles we can see or touch. The paper calls it raw projected curvature, which is a fancy way of saying it's a gravitational ghost. You feel its pull, you see its effect, but there's no thing there. And that's a huge prediction. It means we can stop looking for a dark matter particle in our colliders because it's not a particle. It never was.
Okay, what about dark energy? This one's even cooler, I think. According to this model, it's not some mysterious, spooky energy field. It's just a hydraulic effect. Remember that slow drizzle of S energy constantly seeping into the cosmic voids? Well, that inflow is physically stretching the fabric of space-time. It's like slowly inflating a balloon from the inside. The reason the universe's expansion is accelerating is simply because more stuff, more energy, is always being added to the system. It's pushing everything apart from within.
And this is where it all clicks into place. Remember where we started? 4 separate puzzles, each one needing its own special patch to make the theory work. This new framework just sweeps them all away. It replaces all of that with one single core idea. Our universe is a projection, constantly cycling energy with a 5th dimension. Suddenly, you don't need a singularity, you don't need inflation, and the whole mystery of the dark sector, dark matter and dark energy, it just turns out to be an echo of that flow from a higher dimension. It's one elegant idea that potentially solves 4 of the biggest problems in physics. That's pretty amazing.
So that leaves us with one last truly mind-bending thought to chew on. What if this is right? Or even just partially right? It would mean that this entire universe that we experience, all of space, all of time, all the matter and energy, it isn't the real deal. It's just a shadow, a projection of a reality that's deeper, timeless, and infinitely stranger than we can imagine. So what does that make us? What's our place in a cosmos like that? Now that is something to think about.